Dearest Maple, I cannot say which astonishes me more, the blinding shock of your orange leaves or the fact that you and I are related, you whose body reaches as deep into the earth as your branches extend into the sky, and I, weighed down with this bag, these books, this baby. How I envy your rootedness, as all day long I wander to and from my son's preschool, the grocery store, the park, and as my mind wanders, too, wondering when the library books are due, and should I take the bus or the subway home, or maybe walk, and maybe stop along the way to buy ink for my pens, and maybe bread for our dinner, hoping the whole time the baby does not fall asleep before we return home, where I may lay him down in the half-dark of his bedroom for milk and a nap and my hour or two of precious silence. It's all so banal, but what can I do? It's my life, played out under the same great sky you never lose sight of, if sight is something it could be said you have. What you must know of the heavens, having thus far survived with no shelter from its storms. How do you bear the wind in the winter? Dear cousin, do you dream? This is called Standard Time. We're moving deeper into fall. Not so late yet, but the sun is already low, already shining in our eyes as we walk west along Cortellia Road to the playground this November afternoon, 2013. Just an hour or so left before night falls and the temperature drops even lower. The sun is so bright and so very far away, and I can't stand this turning even farther away from it, except that I love how the trees burn and glow as though from within, and cast long shadows and then stand bared, like truth to the chill of winter. The birds do not mind, nor the squirrels, so I will do my best not to mind the cold either, as I hold my son's hands in mine and feel this tenderness for all things radiating toward the gold-trimmed clouds and beyond. I did mind the cold this winter. I have no winter poem. I just skip right over into spring. Crocuses. I came to the garden seeking flowers and found just these crocuses. So small, hardly taller than the grass, they are like children, so new, and yet so fierce, they push aside the hard, cold soil and risk the uncertain weather of early spring. Here where the sky spills its light on the brown grass and bare cherry trees, the crocuses open their starry hearts and then fade, ignorant of the cascade of pink blossoms that will one day fall toward the grass where they grew. Okay. This next one is called Ottoman. I think I said that right. The word is for a Buddhist doctrine that all things lack self-nature. There's no personal soul. Ottoman. I suppose, in a way, I do believe in the soul, and that it is something like this lake, with no color except what it takes in from the sky, from the bright clouds drifting east, from the shadow of the pines that grow along its edge. The whirring cicadas, the birches and their shimmering leaves, the wind skimming the glittering surface of the lake, the vacationers in motorboats roaring past our dock, where my son with his plastic pail pours water into the water, all are as insubstantial as the haze, as the changeable blue of the lake. The mystery of that blue, disappearing in nets of sunlight, as dozens of tiny, almost invisible fish kiss my feet. In the distance, the blue mountains lie across the horizon like sleeping giants. We must be something they are dreaming. This is I Want to Be Unafraid. It's hard. That does not come out right. I want to be unafraid. Because there is so much to love. Because the forecast says this warmth will be with us as far into the future as anyone can see. Because we cannot see very far, and I cannot help myself. I love the early spring, the sunshine on my bare arms, on the baby's fat cheeks. Because my boy is always running ahead, and I cannot catch up. Because the magnolia blossoms are already crushed underfoot. Because their scent is unbearably sweet, and now they are gone, the year hot, though lately rainy. Because the longest day is coming soon. Because I wake with heavy breasts, the baby wanting milk, and also to look at the new day. Because of the early morning light in my face, which the baby reaches to grab. Because of his clumsy hands, his laughter. Because the solstice has passed, and it is July now. No, August, September, the evening light fading too soon. Because I cannot stop the leaves from burning away. Because here I am now in my 40th winter, appalled again at how the darkness swallows up the days. Because before now, I never really understood just how young my mother was when she died. Because she never saw her 50th spring, and how many springs will I see? Because I cannot know, and the children are so little, the baby not yet walking, though he pulls himself up, lets go, and falls down again and again, looking toward me every time for my smile to tell him he's okay. This is my last one, and this is for the baby who's not a baby anymore. And it's after a poem by Nazim Hikmet that he wrote for his wife, his last wife, Vera. And it's called Because of You. Because of you, each day appears like blossoms on a flowering tree. Fat little birds hop at my feet and find sustenance even from the pavement. Thanks to you, I have forgotten the winter, the long hours of darkness and waiting. Here you are, asleep on my lap, my last baby. Through the morning the blossoms fall and the birds scatter to hide in the green branches and sing. How your sighs satisfy me, your fluttering lashes, your wide opening eyes. Until you smiled at me, I did not exist. Thank you.